Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into another video. We are out here on the lake bed going over a couple things on my Frontier. Now, if you're new to the channel, this is my 2023 Nissan Frontier Pro-4x. Of course, we've got a bunch of stuff done, but people have been asking. We've gained quite a few subscribers over the last little bit. I don't know what I'm doing differently, but you guys seem to be subscribing, so thank you for that. But people have been asking, okay, you have the truck. Now, this is my only vehicle. It's my daily driver. It comes to work. It goes, gets me groceries. We come out here, play on the lake. We play in the mountains. We go everywhere. So people have been saying, okay, well, what are some of the things that I don't like about the truck? Because obviously I've changed a bunch of stuff. That's cosmetics. Of course, the suspension and stuff changes everything, but that's my own personal preference. Whereas people have been asking, well, what are some of the things that you might have wanted different in the truck or something you wished it had? So I'm going to go over just a couple things. There's not much. Like, I highly recommend if you're in the market for a mid-sized truck, go check these things out. The new models, 2025 and up, have a little bit of a facelift and the interior is just slightly different, but overall you're looking at the same truck. So I highly recommend checking them out. But we're going to go over a couple things that I wish the truck had. And again, it's not a deal breaker for me. I love this truck, but it is just little kind of nitpicky things more than anything. All right, so these are going to be more specific to myself and how I use the truck, but I do want to point them out just because there's a lot of people that are building their trucks similar to mine. And the first one being, which is kind of weird, is the door. Now, the back doors on these things, this is wide open. So myself, it's almost there, but I wish it would just open that little bit more to be straight. It's not a Frontier thing. It's just something that I wish they had added, because what I want to do, I have a fridge and stuff for when I go camping, overlanding, that type of stuff. I would like to build a platform in here. So I've got the storage bin from Z1 Off-Road. I want to build something just out of wood, high enough that I can still reach in here, but then I have my fridge sitting up here. I don't want to take the back seats out because I've got little kids and once in a while they got to sit in here and come with me. So I don't want to have to be putting the seats in and out every time I need to get my kids in the car. So the problem is I have the VL45 Pro, just the Iceco fridge, nothing fancy, but I would like to be able to build a slider to pull it out. You reach in, get whatever you need, and you can slide it back in. The only issue is with the door only opening up to about here, or only opening to there, it's not about to there, you can't have anything that's going to slide out because you're going to end up running into the plastic before you can get the fridge out. And then also just to get it in and out, it doesn't have to slide out necessarily, but to come in here and plop that thing in is just awkward. And it would be nice to have that extra couple inches if the door would open just that extra little bit. But again, that's just for me. And also if you're planning on building something similar, just keep in mind, because the way the door is, you can see it at this angle for sure. It's almost back to about halfway where the door sits, where you're going to start running into stuff there. So just a bit of a pain, not the end of the world, but that's just one thing I wish was changed. All right, next thing I wish I could change, also in the back here, is the headrests. Now, you can pop them out and store them somewhere, but I wish that there was a way just to flip them down. Once the seats are up, have it flip and just kind of sit in here would be nice. Reason being, I've got the tent and the rack on the back, so you already have limited visibility. It would be nice just to get those out of the way. And yes, again, I can just pop them out. It's just a comfort or a easy pop and store somewhere. But when my kids, again, are getting a ride, it's just something to forget. If I don't have them in the truck when they're getting in here, they're driving with no headrests on the back. So not only is it awkward, but just a pain in the butt to store them. And again, you have to have them when you need them. It would just be nice if you were able to flip it down. And then also in the back, I mentioned this in my other videos, I wish the rear window was powered. Either powered or not there at all. Because I can tell you, being how it is right here, You have to do the latch, slide it open. It's all manual. I've never opened this, not even once, and I probably never will. Because, one, it's just a little bit too far to reach when you're in the front seat, and two, I'm not going to climb in the back, open the window to drive, and then have to close it all up again. It's just a pain in the butt. Whereas if it was powered, you could hit a button, slide it open whenever you wanted, same as your driver and passenger windows. But again, if it was something simple as a motor, even an option would be nice, but you can't option it like that at all. So myself, personally, I wish it just wasn't there. I'd rather have just one big window on the back, maybe get a defrost or something back there as well, because that would be nice. But it is what it is. This is what you get, so we got to live with it. All right, next up, and this is probably, for myself anyway, the biggest one, and that is to do with the gas mileage. Now, I'm not talking miles per gallon necessarily. If you're wondering, built like this, heavy tires, lift, tent, all that, my fat ass inside, I range between 14 and 16 miles per gallon, depending where I drive, how I'm driving, and the time of year. Up here, we're getting cold. I don't know if you can see the mountain way down yonder, but it's already getting snow up top. So we have what they call the winter fuel. They mix crap in there so that basically if you're in the real cold parts of Canada, your fuel doesn't freeze. So that drops the fuel mileage a little bit. Again, in the winter months, you gain a little bit back in the summer months. But the thing for myself that I wished is that they could actually come out with a bigger gas tank. I don't really care what I'm getting mileage wise. You got to fill up. If you want to drive, you're paying for fuel. It is what it is. But for myself, I wish, because we're up here in Canada, so I range between like 360 to 380 kilometers per tank. I usually fill up just under a quarter tank. So for myself, when you're out here exploring, like I've been up in a bunch of these mountains you see back here, you have to be careful to not run out of fuel. What I do is I go to the closest gas station I can to the trail. I fill it right up, and then you can't go too far, because if you go, like some of these mountains, you can go for days in some of these things. Where in this, if you're over that 350 mark, and keep in mind, you also have to make it back. So you can really only go comfortably, I'd say like 150 maybe kilometers one direction before you got to turn around and worry about making it back to the gas station to fill yourself back up. Now, I don't carry any extra fuel with me. I am planning on it. I'm going to get probably a big one. I don't know, the little, whatever you call those, the roto packs. That's kind of a joke. If you're if you're going to pour that into your tank, what's that going to get me? Another block or two? I'm going to get a big one. I want to get like a 20 liter, and then you can fill the truck pretty much halfway back up. So that way you gain a lot more. But then again, I got to carry fuel with me. You have the chance of spilling it. You don't, it's just an extra pain in the butt. Whereas if someone ever comes, or maybe if you know somebody that already makes them, a bigger fuel tank, let me know, because I will be the first in line to buy that thing just to get the extra little range, so I don't have to worry about going to the gas station so often. All right, next is in the front. Now, my truck has the luxury package, so it comes with your whole leather interior. They're heated, same with the steering wheel, all heated. That's super nice in the winter. I'm up in Canada, so a lot of the times of the year, you got these heated seats on. They're nice, they keep you warm. Heated steering wheel, nice and toasty, heats up in like a couple of seconds. You're going to be warming yourself up. But what I do wish they had, especially with a leather seat, is ventilated seats. Now, a lot of the new trucks have ventilated seats in them. The Frontier is not one. So anybody knows, if you got leather, especially on the hot summer days, we do get hot up here, believe it or not, in Canada. We do warm up once in a while. It would be awesome to be able to cool your butt cheeks off while you're driving around, because this gets awfully hot. All right, so moving to the interior of the truck, and now you guys can let me know in the comments if yours has this or not, because I bought mine right around COVID, and people have said that their truck does have it, but I'm thinking maybe it was one of the things that got taken out when they had the shortages for all the vehicles and stuff. And what it is something as simple as being able to turn your headlights off. So you have auto, you have your daytime running lights, and then you have your headlights. And then this one right here is your fog lights. But there's no off feature. So I've done this in another video. You can, if you look over here, that little black circle there, that is your sensor for the light. Only issue is with this truck, for some reason, it's super sensitive. So right now we're out in the wide open. It wouldn't turn on, but your daytime lights are still on. Not a bad thing, but once in a while you want to turn them off. The issue is if I start going, say I'm driving in those trees, you're still daylight. It's not going to do it. But as soon as you hit a shadow, or same with an overpass, say you're on the highway, you go under an overpass, it picks up in like 1 second that your truck is in the dark. Maybe it thinks the sun blew up. I don't know. But it turns on your lights. Now for me, it turns on the headlights, and then I have my Raptor lights put in with that. So everything is blinking on and off. And then everybody knows, or maybe you don't, but these headlights on this truck are insanely bright. For a stock vehicle, probably the best headlights for brightness that I've ever had. But when you're driving down the highway, especially when people are coming at you, and if you're in the shadow or even specific clouds, like we got the nice kind of white fluffy-ish clouds right now, they don't do it so much. But when you get the rain clouds coming in, and maybe the sun's peeking behind and out and behind and out, your lights are flashing on and off every time it does that. So for me, whatever, it's not the end of the world. But I don't like to be the guy where now it looks kind of like you're flashing your high beams at somebody because the lights are so bright and you have no way of turning it off. So if there was just a way to flick it off when it's bright daylight, kind of like this, you could just have them off. You're not going to crash. Everybody's going to be able to see you. And then when night starts rolling in, put it back to auto or on, however you run your vehicle, that's up to you. But it would just be nice to actually be able to turn the headlights physically off. All right, so now believe it or not, that's really the only things that bug me about the truck. Again, like I said, it's not going to be something that's a deal breaker for me purchasing the truck. It's just little things that I wish would have been added into it, or possibly they can add it into future models if Nissan happens to be watching. What I am going to do is throw in a couple things on here where I've seen a lot of people complain on the forums and stuff of things they would want differently. Number one, your windows. If you look here, driver, passenger, the two rear. The only one that's auto is your driver. People want auto windows on all of them. They're all powered. They could have all been auto windows. No, you cannot change it. This is how it is. This is what you get. But for myself, it's not a big issue because I never roll these windows all the way down. I'll just kind of pop them down maybe an inch or two, and I'll roll my window all the way down. So it's nice just to hit that one and have it go. The other ones are not a big deal for myself, but that is something to keep in mind that people worry about. Next is not only the quality of the screen. Now, if you buy one of these trucks, if it doesn't have a screen protector on it, go and get one. The screen from stock doesn't like fingerprints. It doesn't like to be touched. It'll scratch. It doesn't like to be cleaned. People that use cleaner on it, the film or whatever they had on the stock screen, I've seen a few cases where it almost washed that off and you get a big hazy look to it. So that was something that people didn't like. But the big one is the backup cameras. This has 360 camera. Got one on the back. You've got one on each mirror. Then you got one on the nose. The quality is garbage. I made a video on how to fix that. I'll put the link right here. People either hate me or love me for it. You deal with it how you want to. I think I like that video. But there's a way to fix it if you're having too many issues. And no, they did not fix the quality in the newer models. Now, of course, it is 2025, almost 2026. Could they have used better cameras? Sure they could. But did they? No. Not the end of the world. Use your eyeballs when you're driving. And it's just something to keep in mind when you're going to test drive the truck. Test drive or test out everything. Don't just drive it. Fool around with a little bit of the entertainment features, your sound system, all that. Mess around with it all so you don't get any surprises down the road if you happen to use your hard-earned money on a truck like this one. So there you have it, guys. Just a few things that, as an owner of the truck, I wish were a little bit different. Again, not a deal breaker for myself. I don't sit here crying about anything. I love the truck. I do, again, highly recommend going and checking it out. If you're looking to purchase one of these for yourself or any truck, definitely go and test drive the Frontier. Give it a chance because it is a pretty awesome truck. And again, little nitpicky things, nothing major, just more comfort stuff than anything, and the convenience factor for a few of them. So other than that, I've had no issues with the truck, no major issues. There's no recalls that have been dealt with, no recalls that have come up. And the only thing that Nissan has ever fixed on the truck to this point is the cruise control. The cruise control was a little bit haywire when I got it, but they did have a fix for that. When I brought it in for its oil change, they just reprogrammed it, and it's been perfect ever since. So again, thanks for watching. Go and check out the Frontier. If you're interested, I do highly recommend. Go give it a drive. Let me know if you got one. Let me know what you want to see in future videos. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.